There's a word in Innu that describes the kind of man Raphael Andre was, Nutshimit-Innu, a lover of the outdoors, of the forests enveloping his home community of Matimakush Lac John, a silent, intent learner, and the eldest son of a blended family. His nickname was Napa, and to those who loved him, he was so much more than just a homeless Indigenous man, found dead not far from the Montreal shelter he frequented. In Innu, Napa's father, Danielle, says his son often called home, but hadn't physically come home since 2019, when he attended this elders gathering in Nutshimit-Innu. They last heard from him on a Wednesday. 4 days later, Napa's body was found in a portable toilet where he'd spent the night. It's a detail his father can't shake. Word spread fast within the community. The chief knew before authorities even called him. Napa was a daily client of the Open Door, a shelter forced by public health to cease its overnight operations following a COVID-19 outbreak.
Every day he was here, and unfortunately the last week of his life, he was the last one out of the door every day. And he wanted to stay because we were open 24 hours, but we were unable to allow that because the public health had us, was forcing us to close at 9:30.
Tessier is a fixture at the Open Door, where more than a few clients have been lost over the years. He says Napa was well known.
Napa was a strong guy, but with a good heart. A lot of people, everyone really respected him and cared about him. He was generous, always willing to share. So those are the main things.
Details of the death are sealed as part of a coroner's investigation. In the last 2 weeks, a number of homeless Montrealers received fines for breaking the 8 p.m. curfew, fueling speculation Napa was hiding from police. Enough for the mayor to call on Quebec to exempt the homeless from the curfew. But Quebec isn't budging.
Les policiers connaissent très bien la réalité des itinérants.
Legault says police officers understand the realities of the homeless and have escorted hundreds to shelters after curfew.
Et les policiers s'amusent pas à donner des contraventions aux itinérants pour rien.
But a hot-off-the-press report reveals that may not be true. A team of university researchers found the situation with police is actually worsening. They found nearly half of all tickets handed out by Montreal police in recent years went to the homeless. Indigenous people are 5 times more likely to be ticketed, and more than 90% of the time they're ticketed for public intoxication. This is why advocates continue calling for more wet shelters where people can consume, as well as less police control. Indigenous Affairs Minister Yann Lafrenière, himself a former SPVM officer, says for complicated problems there are no simple solutions. He's against the curfew exemption, but a handful of temporary relief measures were secured in the last week. A stadium in the city's East End is becoming a shelter. There's even talk of heated tents coming to Cabot Square, a known gathering place for the urban Indigenous population. Tessier says the Open Door is close to running 24/7 once again.
The best way we can honor his life is to fight and to make sure that things like this don't happen again.
Further north, Napa's mother explains in Naskapi, it's difficult to think of anything else. His family can't lay flowers at the site where he died.
They know no one in Montreal. Napa's body will be flown to Matimakush this weekend to be buried on the land he once loved so much. Lindsay Richardson, APTN National News, Montreal.